G'day, welcome back to Aviator Ocean Racing, and you're on board Roaring 40, a 1997 Lutra BOC Open 40 and one of a kind. We're currently stepping back in time to May 22 in the Netherlands, a little place called Roompot down the south in the Zeeland province. I bought Roaring 40 in 2017 and after a little bit of a refit in 2018 and then some technical issues and job changes and COVID, this is now May 22. So as you can see, she was in a bit of a state when I got back and took a lot of work to get it back clean, and you'll see that in some of these videos and photos. So sit back, relax and enjoy. There'll be a bit of commentary on some of the videos and I'll just put some music on like I normally do, and I hope you enjoy. Cheers. So the lads have moved the boat, so we're now up on what they call the dry dock, which I think they must have felt sorry for me. I told them I had a knee op just before I came, so they've moved the boat, and I've only got a couple of old man steps to get up now. Happy days. Spent a couple of hours this afternoon getting rid of those black streaks and a few other rust stains, so the top sides are looking pretty respectable now. So one of the things I've got to do this week, if the weather ever clears up, it's been overcast and raining today, I managed to get some epoxying done down below. But that area there, that's that sort of gungy orange. I've got finally found a tin of rescue orange, so that'll get painted with my sail number across it, not 56. When I talk about a dagger board, this is the dagger board. This is what we use for our emergency rudder if my rudder fails. So it's a fairly big, long, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 foot probably, long dagger board, and that slides into a slot down aft. We've got some touch-ups on the spinnaker pole to do, just the top coat where it's been exposed and chipped away and flaked away. Moving aft, put the seat covers on my seats, there's one each side. We've got the life sling fitted, the horseshoe ring and light, and the rudder. Top seal's been done now and the bearing lubricated, so we've got a tiller system that'll work. Now this one's extendable, so you can actually pull it out. Here's the hard dodger. So it's my chest height, so it's pretty good. It's got a window at the top so I can look from underneath and look up at the mast, check the rigging. And I've got the mainsail ready to go. Just got to cut the battens. I've got some black heat shrink that's on these ones. Some haven't got the heat shrink and they've got little fiberglass shards all over them, so I've got some heat shrink to put on those. That's another job. There's plenty of jobs. Everything down to replacing the labels that have just deteriorated in the sun on all the clutches, because it can get a bit confusing when you get a bit tired if you're not familiar with the boat. The exciting news is that Roaring Forge is going to get some hydro generators. That big A-frame will be gone. It's going to get levelled off here, so it'll just be like a platform. And then 2 hydro generators, one each side, canted at 15 degrees. So one will be there, and then the other one might be over here. So when I'm heeled, they'll be fully in the water, and they can swing up out of the way, and it'll give me 600 watts of power. So here we are at the rudder. When I talk about that aft dagger board up top, you'll see there's a slot there on the port side, and then coming back this side there's another slot there. So they go up through to the deck and help me go upwind without leeway, because they're actually about that wide in front of this rudder. So what it's actually doing is doubling the size of the surface area of the rudder upwind, and then downwind I want to go faster, I can remove it and slide it up the slot. Another small job, these are old lamps. This is a stern lamp, it's got the actual lamp, it's not an LED, so I've got LED ones down below to replace. So it's about 8:30 and we've had enough for today, so we've got the comfortable seat outside. It's pretty good actually, it sits quite nicely on the top of that, makes for very good outdoor seating. Got the Heineken, some Doritos. Time for a rest. So I'm putting the other mainsail on, and all of these cars here that run on a mast track, they slide up and down. I've got to take them off and service them, because it's been 5 years since I last serviced them. These big ones are for battens, these little intermediate ones are for slugs or little cotton reels that go in there. The problem is I need to add a cotton reel between the third and fourth one. Don't forget, Aviator Ocean Racing and the Roaring 40 Global Solo Challenge campaign is supporting Brain Tumour Alliance Australia and Soldier On. Jump onto the Facebook page and follow the links, or the web page, and please donate. You'll see there's a couple of fundraising pages set up. All the funds go to those charities through those sites, and they can just draw off them as they need them. So thank you very much for your support so far, and everyone that's donated. We raised about $4,000 at the last Sydney Hobart overall, so very happy with that. So please dig deep and help out. Thank you. Well, the apprentice has finished his deck scraping, so it's 40 grit sandpaper and orbital sander. When the sun comes out, it's pretty crap. Drizzling, and it's not cold, but it's just wet. So this afternoon's job is to strip off most of the crappy paint that was on the foredeck. It was cracked and peeling, so I've just taken off all the loose stuff using trusty scraper. Crap everywhere. Now we've got 40 grit sandpaper, and we're just working our way back. That last bit I'm going to leave till I'm in the marina. I'll probably get away with doing a quick little bit of sanding up there, but we'll see. Might be able to get to it. This is the emergency rudder cassette. So that dagger board goes in through here, slides down, and then you put your tiller arm into here, and away you go. She's fairly robust. She's got good 10mm brackets, solid pins. So not bad at all. So we went back and forward and the specs of the boat, and we've actually gone for a 4.5 ton furler. Very nice bit of kit, carbon top, 2-to-1 bottom. There's a spot to put your line in so you can disconnect it and put it down below, which my last one didn't have. It was spliced onto a line and cut off. And there's the top swivel. They've got a nice pin arrangement to captive pin, so you won't lose that sucker. So thank you very much, Carver. Well done. Well, that's the way in, and that's the watertight hatch on the watertight bulkhead, which keeps the rudder separated from the rest of the boat in case I have a failure of the rudder bearing or lose my rudder by hitting something, and creates a damn great big hole. This case here is a dagger board tube. There's one port and starboard side for going upwind. Here's the side of the hull. Then we've got some bulkheads, a couple of autopilot drives, one on starboard side and one on port side. So I hooked those up to the NKE and Raymarine systems, so I've got two independent and redundant systems. So as you can see, it's quite cramped, and you want to make sure all of this gear works before you go to sea, because I certainly don't want to be mucking around in here at sea. Ciao. Just over a week ago I met up with Mark from SXT in the Netherlands. He's the NKE agent, so we had a good old chat about the system on Roaring 40 because he knows it, and I picked up a new multi-graphic, so that'll tell me everything I need to know about the system and more than I probably need to ever know, and a wind wand, which is a wind transducer. It's got a little speed dial down there and a little wind vane, so that'll go up the top and pump in information. I have two wind wands, or one Raymarine and one which is this one over here, and the NKE system, so redundancy, very important. Finally, there's a tractor, and there's a big white boat on its way to the crane, so we'll catch up when you get down there. This is a little D130 Volvo that I put in late 2018. Little 3-cylinder, 30 horsepower, 29 horsepower. I've installed twin filters so you can switch them. If one blocks, you can switch over to the other one and change the filter without any hassles. That's very handy in tight channels if you've got some dodgy fuel. And speaking of dodgy fuel, this is what we've got now. We've just drained about 85 litres out of that main tank. The main tank is this area here, and then it just goes back a little bit. It's only a very small tank compared to most cruising boats, but only needs to get you out to the start line. So one of the unexpected little jobs that I had pop up was this. This is the MDI control panel, mechanical diesel interface. So it's the start, stop, preheat, and alarms and warnings for the engine. So on the engine, that's the MDI there. Volvo Penta have been having problems with that MDI box since they introduced the D series, which is mine's the D130F, so it's a fairly late model, but they're even having problems right up till now. And that's where my story comes in. So we launched the other day on Monday, and I put it in the water, start it up, run it for about an hour, make sure all the systems are working. Then I toddle over out into the middle of the marina, do a few practice runs because I haven't been used to this boat for a while, just on how it reverses and handles, and then moseyed over into my berth where I subsequently tied up. Fast forward a week and I go to do some bleeding of the engine when I change the filters, and the blank screen looks at me. Nothing, no power. So quick check, and I think the MDI box has decided to have its little hissy fit. And they do things like shut down at the most inopportune moment. They do uncommanded starts, so all sorts of funky stuff. So it'd be a bit annoying if you're lying in bed and your engine kicks into life. So the guys at Mulder Motors, where I bought the engine, they're doing me a righty, and he's looking after me at the moment, trying to source a part. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just waiting on the final package from Ocean Power for the hydro generator crash kits. They're fitted in place of the standard version, so if I hit something or I get a bunch of weed, the hydro generator will kick up and won't do any damage. I've also got some props to test out, so it comes with a 3-blade aluminium prop, but I've also got a couple of sets of carbon 2-blade propellers to test for Eckhart, so hopefully we can get some positive results with those little suckers. They're quite tiny. They're designed for the Southern Ocean speed work, so be interesting to see how those go. As you may be aware, Raymarine came on board to support the Global Solo Challenge with a significant discount for competitors. Roaring 40 runs a Raymarine system and an NKE system, so I was keen to update my Raymarine system. Raymarine kindly sponsored me the autopilot back in 2013 when I was doing the Solo Trans-Tasman. So I'm going to refresh that system and provide some spares. There's nothing wrong with it, I just need some spare parts for it in case any of those systems break. I don't want to be caught out this time. It's a pretty good package deal. I've got a couple of Axiom chart plotters, a HDS switch, which is a network switch, so I can plug in the radar. It's currently working off Wi-Fi, and interface to some other key equipment on board, so that I've got a completely networked electronic system that'll support my navigation. So very happy once it all gets here, and then I can have a full-on electronics day. Lifelines have been done, so I've got CS Rigging in Amsterdam, did a great job. They were down in Roompot doing another job, so I got them to measure up while they were down there, and went up and picked them up the other week. So good job. I feel a lot safer. I've got 3 lifelines across the back now. Before there wasn't any, and I just had some Dyneema strung up. So now I've got some good solid lifelines. The other good thing about getting rid of that big wind generator and cutting off the top of the A-frame, it's made out of carbon fibre. Carbon fibre plate is quite expensive to buy, and on the boat we use carbon fibre as backing plates in preference to aluminium, so that's quite strong. So I've cut up a lot of backing plates with my trusty little mini chopper, they call it over here. I've got the same one in an AEG version at home on Rogue Wave, and it's to cut rigging. So it's a little buzzsaw, fantastic little bit of kit. So I use that to cut up my carbon fibre. I can use it to cut my rigging if I have a mast failure, heaven forbid. So it's a great bit of kit to have on board. Got a couple of batteries for autonomy, and it lasts quite a while. So they say you go 40 foot and above, you get plenty of headroom. Well, you do in about a foot square. Everything around me that's got a red mark on it has basically got something that's going to hit my head. Oh look, there's another one. Before I close off, give my mum a big shout out. It's her 86th birthday today, so happy birthday, Mum. Love you. I hope you had a great day. Ciao.